Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV. Now today we have a very, very special episode for you guys today. We have the winner of The Voice Season 14, Brynn Cartelli, in studio with us right now. Make sure you stay right here. Don't go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Today is such a special day. We are so honored to have you here today, Brynn Cartelli. You are an inspiration. You are a role model. You are so many things, and the world will begin to know even more about you today as we talk with you and interview you. But opening up the show, I am your host, Cessna, and I'm joined by my lovely, beautiful co-host. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, everybody. This is Monique Loveless, and I'm super excited about having you here. I cannot believe it. I'm just excited, probably as excited as you were when they called your name. So.
Yes, we were all rooting for you.
Yes,
Thank you.
So yes, definitely.
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Brynn Cartelli. I'm the season's winner of The Voice.
So how does it feel to say that? Like, have you like embraced it yet? Is it like reality for you yet?
It's slowly becoming realer and realer every day.
Wow. So what was going through your mind when they called your name? Did you think that they were gonna call Britton's name? Did you think they were gonna Did you think?
I thought he was gonna take it home, and I was so ready for it too. No matter what happened,
Wow.
I was just ready. And I never expected it to be me.
Wow. So when they called your name, were you nervous? Were you scared? Were you excited? I know your family was there in the audience.
Yeah, I was in shock for sure. I was really excited, but I was totally shocked.
Yeah. So were you crying? Because I'm like, are there tears?
I was
couldn't.
bawling.
You were bawling.
I was ugly crying.
Because I saw the crying, but I didn't really see the tears. They were like cute little tears. I mean, you're so cute.
They got worse. It was really bad.
At first.
Wow. Well, that was your moment. Go ahead.
You looked really beautiful that night.
Oh, thank you.
And as a stylist myself, I always want to know who was the dress by. Do you know?
I forget who was by, but I think it was a Sherry Hill dress. I'm pretty
Okay.
Sherry Hill.
Yeah, she's a local designer. Mm-hmm.
You can never go wrong with Sherry Hill.
Yeah,
sure. They're beautiful dresses.
Yes.
Yeah, she's amazing. I've actually met her before.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's huge.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I have. So yeah, you looked beautiful.
Thank you.
Let me tell you, they know during our season, I was an advocate. I was definitely an advocate for you and Brynn for both. So I thought it was a great win. And now you're technically the youngest winner of The Voice in history. So you've made history. How does that feel? Has that even tapped into your mind yet?
A little bit. I mean, that was the first thing that went through my mind. It was really crazy. It hit me that I was the youngest person. And I was like, that's really cool. And it was I was really happy about it.
Right.
Wow, that's
definitely
incredible. So with you being the youngest winner, was there any like backlash or anyone saying like, oh, you're so young? Like, was there any other feedback?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be negative feedback about something, about why I won or what got me to even get this far. And, I didn't read it. I mean, I've seen it, I've heard of it, but I don't give any attention to it.
So how has it been since your win on Tuesday night?
It's been nonstop, for sure. We've done... After the show, Kelly and I went over to the press and we did a press conference, and then ever since then it's been interview after interview after interview. It's been great. I mean, it's really nice to talk to people and answer questions that anyone's had, and it's really cool.
So how do you handle it with such maturity? Because even as you sit here, you're so poised and mature, and you think about what you're going to say. You're so seasoned. Where does that come from?
I don't really know. It's always I've always acted like an older person ever since I was little. I've always acted much older than I am.
Mom is shaking her head like she has. Yes. I had it easy.
Wow. So like an old soul kind of feel.
Yeah, I guess so. That's always how I've always acted much older than anyone my age. So
wow.
I
So
guess it happens.
how does that work with you being a teenager and you maybe you having friends back home? How did you cope with being maybe a little bit more mature in comparison to your friends? Was it hard to make friends? What was that like?
No, I mean, I definitely have a goofy side to me.
Okay.
So, like, at times I go back and forth with acting 15 and, like, 20 something, it goes back and forth, and it's still part of me. I'm still that person, and I'm a regular 15-year-old when I'm with my friends. It's just when music is involved or when I'm talking about something I'm passionate about, it becomes serious for me.
And speaking of you turning 15 this year, you're supposed to be going into high school next year, right?
I'm in high school right now. I'm a freshman.
Okay, so high school right now. How is schooling work? Are you homeschooled now? Will you continue to going to Long Meadow High?
Yeah, I'm still part of Long Meadow High School. My teachers, I continued to stay in public school while I was out here, which was a mistake. I shouldn't really have done that, but
Why did you say it was? Wait. Why did you say it was a mistake?
Because it's just really hard to balance everything when I at school everyone's moving along, and if I was home, I'd be doing it too, and I'm good at school and I love school, and so I would be going along with all of my classes and doing that. But now it's like I can't. I get about sometimes especially the last 2 weeks, I've had about an hour of school every day. If not, it wasn't every day either. And what can I get done when it's an hour of school and there's I have 3 rehearsals before and an interview or something afterwards. It's I'm gonna be thinking about that interview. I'm gonna be talking about my rehearsal. My mind is in a bunch of different places, and so to have all of it moving forward while I'm I need to take a breath for a second. It was really hard, but it was nice to be able to have school during this process because it was a nice break from everything else.
Will you still continue to go to school?
Yes, I have to go back and finish the year.
She's I don't know about after all of this. I don't know about that.
Wow, but that's gonna be so fun. They're probably you're gonna have to have security now, probably.
Hopefully not. I hope not. Hopefully not. I hope not. So going back, what would you say? Having this experience and going back, what is one of the biggest pieces of advice that Kelly gave you that you'll be able to take back home?
Definitely enjoy every second of it. She really made that clear that you should, if it's going to get crazy, but I need to find still the normal things in life and keep that relevant to me and keep that going and never forget about that and spend time with the people that I love and my friends, my family and everyone. So it may get crazy, I may be busy, but that's to stay rooted to that and the things I like. So
I love that. So speaking of going back, let's go back to when you got the first call, when you first found out that you were selected as a finalist. What was that experience?
When I heard my name on the stage to be a finalist, it was crazy because I couldn't really ask for anything else. I mean, I never expected to win. I never even expected to turn a chair and be on the show in the first place. So the fact that I was there and I was in the final 4 was crazy, and it was really weird at the same time. I was like, this isn't real. And it was nice to have one last week. It was everyone's going home after that week, so it was I made as far as I can go. It doesn't matter what happens now because I know now whether I made it, whether I won or not. I knew after this I was going to make music of some sorts. I wanted to get music. That's what my goal is, to get music out as soon as possible. So I knew whatever happened this last week or Tuesday didn't matter to me because I just wanted to make music, and so I'm just one step closer now, and now it's easier because now I get the record deal, so it's much easier.
Right. And I saw that in one of your interviews, you talking about how all you really want to do is make music and you want to get it out there as soon as possible, and the criticism right now of The Voice is that they haven't had a mainstream superstar. Do you and Kelly, or do you have a strategy to change that now that you're the youngest on the show, you've made history with the show? Is there a strategy for you to become mainstream, more like a Kelly Clarkson from an American Idol?
For sure. I mean, Kelly's definitely talked about that a lot with me and my family, and how we want to plan this out so that it's something like that can happen. And I think that'd be really cool for the show if I could be as successful as someone like that. But I mean, I'm not chasing after that. I think it would be amazing, and I would love to. But I mean, that's not what I'm going to chase after. I'm going to chase after making the music as soon as possible, making it the best that it can be, so that I focus on that, and hopefully the result is maybe becoming one of the bigger people and that someone can look up to on the show later on. So
and while you're in making your music, are you going to collab with more like Julia Michaels? Because you guys did the Walk My Way song, which was by Julia Michaels, Justin Tanner, and Nick Monson. Are you going to still team up with more people, or are you going to do more of your own songwriting?
I know I talked to Julia because we sang a duet on Tuesday night, and so she talked to me after that. She's like, I want to write you another song. So I mean, I'm going to take her song, and I'll take that all day long.
Right.
But I definitely want to do my own music and my own songwriting because I'm a storyteller. I love to write stories about other people and about myself, and so I want to definitely incorporate that a lot in my album. And I was talking to Kelly yesterday. I was like, listen, I have a lot of half-written songs, and I'm just excited to get in the studio and get with writers that are professional, because I've only been writing for a certain amount of time. So I'm not great at writing, but I have some really good songs that have like a real potential to be amazing. And so I'm really excited to work with writers and get their opinion and just change a few things and just learn from them so that I can soon just be able to write all my stuff by myself. But I definitely have a lot of really good starts, and I have some good full written songs too.
Awesome. We look forward to that.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Definitely
hear.
look forward to that.
Definitely.
So you're under some really great mentorship with Kelly, and I know someone that has also been a really great mentor to us, which is Maria Menounos, who is the owner and founder of AFTERBUZZ TV, and she has a really, really cool podcast, and we absolutely love it because you can listen to this podcast, you can have fun, you can learn, and you can grow in every single area of your life. Now, for those who do not know about this podcast, it's called Conversations with Maria Menounos. It's hosted by, like I said, the AFTERBUZZ founder, and it drops every single Friday on iTunes, and it's free.
Oh, there you
so
go.
you have just free advice, free information. Now, Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews, basically similar to what we're doing right now, along with secrets and tips on how to be better and just really grow in every aspect of your life. So she talks about health, wellness, career advice, relationships, finances, and so much more. And she could be the big sister that we all always wanted. So if you go to iTunes now and you subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free, and you can be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, show her love, let her know that we sent you from over here at the Voice After Show, and make sure you connect with her. So, yeah.
Right, exciting. And also make sure you guys tune in. Well, we have clearly this is the last one, but make sure you guys tune in and rate us too here at The Voice. And watch the back episodes so that you can see Brynn's, from start to end.
Her evolution.
And all the rest of the contestants' evolution. So that would be great too. You can tune in to iTunes, YouTube, whichever one is best for you. And, we're there. And speaking of other contestants, this was my biggest question. I saw a lot of the contestants actually becoming friends. Mm-hmm. Was there anybody that you became really close to?
Yeah, I was really close friends with a lot of the contestants for sure. And just to name like my 3 best friends from the show, it's definitely Britton Buchanan, Jackie Foster, and Alexa Capelli. They all are like siblings to me. And I love them with all my heart. And like I know that we're going to work together later in the future. We're already talking about it, already planning this out. It's really crazy because when you're in a situation like this, people would think you're at a competition, people would hate each other. But really, it's not the case. It's when you're all going through this experience and everyone's different in their own ways, it's really just you have a respect for one another and you're bonding over all the stress and that you always have something to talk about. You're never bored. There's always something going on, and it brings us closer together.
Right. So speaking of bonding, I was watching the season finale and I saw you and Britton up there. And I'm like, I was telling the ladies the other night, I'm like, they look like they would be like the cutest couple.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no.
The most cutest couple ever. Like I saw it, I felt it. It gave me like little tingles on the
inside.
I'm
that
like,
drama.
I'm like, this is like a good match. I mean, was there ever any chemistry there? Because I mean, you guys, you already were really close. I mean, it's okay. I mean, you're young. You can be in love and be young.
No, we're honestly just like brother and sister. Like,
wow.
Because his girl, he actually has a girlfriend.
Yeah, he's dating Olivia.
Yes, and she was on the show, and we're really.
Oh, okay. See, I missed that.
And
part.
I love her, and like we're honestly just we're really just friends. Like,
you don't want that drama at 15.
And I just couldn't. Like we just like make fun of each other too much, and it's just it's like bullying out of love.
Okay, but in a perfect but in a perfect world, if he was single and you were single.
I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute.
No.
Wait, you weren't. No. You didn't sound too confident.
No. No. Oh my God.
She's blushing, guys. She's blushing. Gosh. That's a yes.
Her mom is like, she's 15. She's staying at home.
Like, like when you grow up a little bit, like in a few years,
Not with an 18-year-old at all.
I mean, look.
I'm like, you're my baby.
I know. You're acting like the mom now.
Like, no.
I honestly couldn't ever picture that. Like, it just seems weird because we're like too close of friends it would never work.
Are you and his girlfriend? Okay. Are you guys cool?
Yeah,
yeah.
Like we always talk all the time. Like we're all really close because during she was there during battles, and so we all got really close then too. And it's from the start we've all had a really great bond. So
well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So tell us more about behind the scenes. We want to know what happened when the cameras were off. What was going on? What was the experiences like?
I mean, it was really just always talking about music. We're always like making covers, listening to each other's originals, always playing some sort of music. And you know, I went to school still, so it was a lot of rehearsing and school time, and we recorded in iTunes a lot for each week. It was always so hectic and really crazy busy.
Yeah, so just working.
Yeah.
And speaking of behind the scenes, I've seen a couple of like interviews from past contestants that the coaches aren't involved sometimes as much due to like scheduling and things like that. Was Kelly really involved in each and every one of you guys, or at least you? Was she there to be involved? Because I know you guys get like voice coaching. You guys work with a lot of other people during the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other people included in it, but Kelly was definitely the most active and coach that there was. I mean, we had band rehearsals that the coaches didn't even, they weren't required to show up. They didn't even ask them to come, just because it was just supposed to be between the band and us, just working together, working out our song for the week. And Kelly showed up every single time. Like they didn't tell her to. They were like, Kelly, why are you here? And she's like, because I want to be here. And so
wow.
she's really awesome, and she's been great.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
She's really special. I mean, she really cares about everyone since battles. Like her top 12, she's not like, it's not only her like top 3 people like me, DR, Caleb, but she worries about everyone that she's had since, everyone she's turned a chair for. So she's really special.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is. How was it working with Hailee Steinfeld? Like,
She's
that's
really
amazing.
cool. Yeah, she was amazing. She's super smart. I mean, she's been in the industry for a really long time, since she was young. So working with her was really cool, and she's just beautiful too. Like she's gorgeous.
Was there any advice that she gave you that you were like, especially being in the music, you know, into music for such a long age and being so mature, was there any advice she gave you that you were like, okay, I can take that away, and you do it now?
Yeah, she was talking about like I remember she said something about, feels so long ago, but she said something about planting her feet and just feeling the energy through the ground when you're hitting for a big note, and it's just like like fully grounded. That's what she talked a lot about because I had a big note in whatever song during my battle. That was that was a long time ago, but yeah, she talked a lot about being grounded during any point in the song, whether it's a lot of energy or really like slow and emotional.
So tell me, what is one thing that people wouldn't guess about you, people wouldn't predict about you?
Oh gosh. Well, I have a laughing problem that a lot of people in the show know about, especially. It's when I like start on a laughing, like if I start thinking something's hilarious, I start like bawling and crying and laughing for a really long time. It depends on how funny it is, but if it's something that really gets me going, it's like, it's a disaster scene. I scream. It's a mess, and it's so embarrassing. And a lot of my friends at home know about it too. But like, not America doesn't know about that laughing side of me, and thank God they don't.
They do now.
They do now.
The world knows. They know now.
AFTERBUZZ TV exclusive.
Oh yeah, it's exclusive
It's an
moment now.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
moment.
What was one of your favorite performances?
I have a lot. I did a lot of different things on the show, but I think one of my favorite performances was doing "Fix You" by Coldplay.
Okay.
Oh, we love that. We love that performance.
Yeah, and then as far as like when you do your performances, I love that. I'm like, The Voice is the only one that really gives like the creative set. Did you guys have a part in that when you did the staging and the set on the stage?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it happened really fast. So, by the time results came around that night, the creative team's already working on the next song and what they're doing. And, each of us, I think it was like each team was assigned, or 2 teams both had it. So there are like 2 creative teams, and like 2 teams had one and 2 teams had another. My team was amazing, and I worked really closely with them and Kelly, because I had a bajillion ideas. Kelly talked about on the show. I always had ideas. I was emailing her. I was like, this is what I want the stage to look like before it's too late, before, because some people, if they don't email it enough, the creative team has their ideas, and they're gonna, but they're really, they really think about the artist and who they're setting up for. They're not gonna do anything that's like completely out of the league of the artist, but they want to push you a little bit. They want to help you expand your horizon and make it really presentable and cool for TV.
Well, that's really cool. I find the creative process to be like, very fun. That's the fun part. So can you like walk us through a kind of like the process right before you go to do your big performances, that the ones that we see, what goes on behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Like hair, makeup, what you're thinking as far as the creatives, like, you know.
Yeah, usually on a show day, everyone, it's usually a really early start just because you have so much to do. And you go through hair and makeup. I usually, like Brynn and I, since we were still in high school, we had to go to school for like about an hour. And then they run through the whole show. And that's just last dress rehearsal. I mean, you just want to make sure everything's running smoothly. And so it's nice to be able to have that before a show day. And usually after that, we do like a quick little press thing. And so you're just talking a little bit about what's to come and how you're excited. And then we would just touch-ups, and then you're just sitting around and waiting for the show to start. And usually there's like a bunch of pictures being taken on the things that you see behind the scenes of the show with all the pretty photography and all the wardrobe and all the stuff that they do for their social media. A lot of it happens beforehand. And it's a lot of waiting around, and but it's at the same time you're all over the place. Like you're moving and you're waiting forever. You know, it's really crazy, and a lot is happening, especially when there were a lot of people there. Like once it was down to like 10 and 8, like it was so much nicer because there was when we did the top 24 live all on one night. That night was literally terrible. It was so, we were so rushed. I didn't sit down the whole night. But right before I was about to go out, I was literally like rushed, like, Brynn, you're out now. I was like, oh, and I was so flustered. Everyone was so flustered that night. I mean, it was really impressive that they did the show like that in 2 hours. They got 24 performances down. I was really impressed. It was a crazy night. The stage people don't get enough credit because they're working so fast
and so hard.
Yeah,
right.
So fast and so hard.
Right. I was like, I think that was the point where I was like, oh my gosh, these performances are going way too fast for me to even enjoy anything right now.
Yeah, no, they were going really, really fast.
I think I felt the same way. So to see the behind the scenes is...
Yeah, it's definitely really crazy. I mean, you're getting pulled in a lot of different directions, but I think one of the things I learned from that experience, because, you know, I went out there and I was definitely flustered. I was like, I wasn't as centered as I usually am during my performances, but, you know, I got it over with, and I was still pretty proud of how it turned out because that night I made it through. But after that, it definitely was eye-opening to me to take my time and relax before I go on and really... people may be telling you need to get touched up. You may need to fix something quickly, and I was just learned to be like, I can get touched up in a minute. I just need to take a second. You know, I just to be really respectful about it and just be like, I need a minute before I go out because I did not get that. And you know, and you learn that. You learn to stick up for yourself and know what you need. But to be nice about it is obviously so important because that's how people respect you, and that's how you want to present yourself. And so. From that, I learned I just need to remember to always take those moments for myself and get grounded before I go out there.
That is so important, to be able to set those boundaries and be able to stand up for yourself and really, you know, just be okay with saying, no, I'm not ready, you know, or I need a little bit more time. That is so important, to be in control. That's what that is, to be in control. And every artist, especially the superstar that you're growing to be, you're going to have to be in control. Now, a show like The Voice is a great platform. It's a huge platform for you to reach so many people. I mean, last night, I don't know how many viewers, but there were so many viewers. I mean, not last night, but the other night, there were so many viewers. Let's talk about how you plan to use your platform. Like, beyond music, what do you hope to inspire or to bring change about with this platform that you now have?
Yeah, I mean, I think my audience is younger for sure. I definitely connect to a lot of younger people, and I'm an athlete, and we talk about that on the show a lot, and that's because it's such a big part of who I am. So I feel like I've reached a lot of people like that, and you know, I've done the sports thing, and I do well in sports, and I'm very passionate about it, and I'm also very passionate about music, and I feel like that's something I kind of want to tell the young people, like, you can do whatever you feel passionate about. Like, you can do the sports, you can do the music, as long as you're working really hard at it. And I think that's important, to not feel like you're good enough and to not try because you don't think that you're good enough. And that's usually what I tell people when they ask me, why should I audition for The Voice? I don't know if I'm good enough to do it, but I kind of want to. And I'm always like, listen, when I went to try out for The Voice, I didn't know why they called me. I had no idea what I had that they wanted. And that's just like, not to like say believe in yourself, because that sounds so cliche, but it's really true, because I think a lot of young people get in their heads about a lot of things, especially with this day and age with all the social media and people openly judging each other because they don't have to talk about it face to face. And so that's something that I definitely want to reach out to people, that anything that you want to do, you're so totally capable of doing it, as long as you're working hard, and if you love what you're doing, it's going to work out, you know? Like, the stars are going to align somehow. They always will, especially if you're working for it and you're passionate about it.
So what is one of the biggest challenges you have had to overcome? You know, to just have a transparent moment, because there are people watching this and they have dreams and they have goals. I would love for you to open up and share maybe a recent challenge that you've had to overcome and how you overcame it.
Yeah, for sure. I had to really get vulnerable when I was on the show, because that's, you know, a lot of people are connecting with people, and I've always been shy about, and I was been not like, I just didn't love to talk about certain things, and I just didn't enjoy talking about certain things. But, you know, I mean, people haven't always been nice to me my whole life. I mean, I've gotten bullied before, and, you know, it sucks, but you know, it's everyone has experienced like something bad. And I think when I went out on the stage, especially when I sang Unstoppable for the live playoffs, that was kind of my that was kind of like the fuel to my fire of like saying, hey, listen, I don't talk about it much because I don't want to be like I don't want to be all sad I don't want to talk about it.
What did people bully you about?
I remember there's a whole thing that happened a while ago, and it's totally over now, and I'm totally over it. But it was like there's a lot of, a long time ago, someone spread like nasty rumors about me, and they split all of the school, and you know, people stopped talking to me for a while, and it lasted much longer than it should have.
So do they talk to you now, though?
They talk to me now, and I don't always answer anymore. I don't even.
I know
answer.
that's right, girl.
I know I'm having another mom moment, and I'm not even a mom. You better not.
But you know,
the haters are now congratulators,
exactly.
right?
They really are, and you know, it comes full circle. And those people that did it now, they apologize, because I wasn't gonna I took it for much longer than I should have, and I didn't want to be that person. I was like, I'm being bullied, and I didn't want to over exaggerate it. And then, you know, I eventually talked about it with my mom, and she was like, that's not okay. I realized I shouldn't be letting this happen to me. I was undermining the situation, and you know, it was because it was really affecting me. And you know what? I wrote some really great songs about it. So
during that time.
Yeah, I did. And after I started to decide I don't want to put up with it. And so, you know, on my next album that's coming out, you'll hear something. You'll be like, you'll hear it. You know, those people, I live in a small town, and we don't have a lot of people. So now I talk to them. I talk to some of the people that were like that. And, you know, I'm friendly with them, and I'm still... It's like I'm close-ish with them. You know, they're not my best friends, but I'm friendly with them, and they're still in my life. And so, you know, they know that they did wrong, and they know it affected me. I mean, they don't know there's a song about it, but they're gonna know that there's a song.
Right, it's coming out. It's coming out. So how did you defend yourself? Like, how did you bring it all to an end?
You know, I decided I don't want to put up with it anymore. So I was like, you don't. Why are you telling? Why
are you spreading rumors about me?
You know, it got to a point where it was just over the top, and it was just everyone was always talking about it all the time. Teachers knew about it, and I was like,
"What was the rumor?"
I don't want to say. Okay. I'm not going to talk about.
Okay, okay. I know. I'm digging deep.
But you know, I just had to approach it and be like, listen. Stop. It's unnecessary. It's not. You know, they knew it wasn't true. They were doing it because they thought it was funny, and it got carried away, and it just got into wrong hands of people that thought it was real, and I was like, no, and it just stopped. And you know, I disappeared actually later. That I went away later on, and I went to The Voice, and now I'm here. So
right. So
wow,
now
congratulations.
Since you have a bigger platform, I know, like you said, social media is up and booming, and a lot of people get on there and say things behind the computer that they wouldn't say to your face. Yeah. Now, how do you handle that? How do you handle social media kind of like bullying?
Because that's cyberbullying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think I personally haven't been cyberbullied, I guess. I mean, you get hate comments by a lot of people, and I wouldn't call that cyberbullying. But that's a real thing that happens to a lot of people, and it's really unfortunate. But, you know, I've gotten to a point, I've read comments before, and I shouldn't have. You know, I'll read a billion nice ones and one negative one, and the only one that sticks with me is the negative one. And I'm like, I think about it, and it affects me, and I'm like, I start thinking about it, I'm like, what about these ones? What about all of these people that left these nice comments? That love you. Yeah, and you know what? I knew that coming on a show. These people aren't watching the show to support me. They're watching a show because it's a competition show. Obviously, they're going to judge everyone that comes on, and there's going to be people they like, and there's going to be people they don't like, and so it's only going to last up until I'm out. And now that I'm not on the show anymore, it's the people that are going to watch me and the people that are going to listen to my music and buy my music and come to my concerts are going to be people that want to. Yeah. So it's going to be. I know it's going to be much better now. There's still going to be people out there because that's what the world is, and unfortunately, but you know that's it doesn't bother me anymore.
It doesn't bother you. And that experience that you had growing up, now it prepared you for the mainstream, and now you know how to deal with it. Now you know how to stand up for it. And so many young people are facing bullying nowadays. So that's a great platform for you to even speak up on and use your voice to talk about and to highlight.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think sticking up for yourself, even when it seems scary, and even if you're thinking, oh, it's not a big deal, if it's affecting you in some way, something's happening. So just whatever it may be, it doesn't need to be taken to extremes, but you just gotta stand up for yourself.
Has it been hard? This is my thing, because you are young. Does that ever get annoying when people are like, you're 15? I can't believe it. Does that get annoying? Because they said it the whole entire show, and I'm like, oh.
They said it a lot. I mean, they said it a lot, but it wasn't really, I wouldn't call it annoying. It was just, it was said a lot because I understand. I mean, they've never had really anyone young, and I made it the farthest anyone ever being this young has ever made it. So, I mean, I get it why they said it a lot. And a lot of people, most of the people on the show were way older than me. So, I mean, I understand. It happened. That's what it is, and there was nothing I could do about it. And you know what? They said really nice things about it. I mean, it wasn't all about because I was 15. It's this, and you happen to be 15.
Yeah, like a shock, I totally understand it. So with you being young, is it and was it hard to kind of, especially now in this day and age, to look 14, to continue to look 14 and 15 with outfits and makeup and hair and just comments or whatever?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you get a lot of weird, there's a lot of weird, creepy people out there, and that's happened to everyone, I think, and especially on the show. Anyone who's going out there on national TV is going to experience some sort of weirdo that's sitting on their couch doing nothing. But, it happens, and I'm pretty sure I think I can speak for myself. I dressed pretty appropriately on the show, and I'm that kind of person anyway. I'm not putting myself out there, and just, that's not me. It wasn't me trying to cover up myself or me trying to make sure I looked young. It was just the fact that I'm not that person to really show off, or I liked to look athletic. I liked to look like a normal, I'm kind of a tomboy back at home, so I just wanted to wear shorts and t-shirts all the time. And they dressed me up like, this is theirs. They put me in flowers. But, I liked it. I just wanted to be comfortable, and that wasn't for me being all flashy and everything. So I did what I thought was comfortable and what I was comfortable with, and I spoke up when I thought it wasn't. And because, oh my gosh, they almost put me in something that was really short. Like, my butt was falling out of it, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear this. But
Mom is like,
and she didn't. It wasn't even her decision; it was mine. I was like, you didn't have to tell me, because I know I wouldn't have been comfortable with it. So
right,
and that speaks volumes.
Is this from your big suitcase that they gave you? Because I heard you got a lot of clothes.
I did get a lot of clothes. They gave me a big fat suitcase filled with stuff, and they're like, Brynn, this is half of it. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm going to get another half shipped to my house. I'm so excited. And I texted my friends that night. I go, guys, I texted them a picture of my suitcase, and I go, you know what this means? And I put a bunch of spaces, and I go, fashion show.
Right. An OOTD. Yes. Every day. That's so much fun. Did you also get a say in like your outfits, your hair, your makeup and stuff like that when you did your performances?
Yeah, definitely. My relationship with everyone in glam, the hair and makeup, I had Erin Guth and Megan did my hair, and she's amazing, and they loved me and I loved them, and they're like another mom to me. They would be like, I'd show up with like a messy bun or a messy ponytail. I'm like, I'm ready, and they're like, Brynn, come on, because it's a TV show. You can't expect to show up in a messy bun every day and be like, go on camera. Right. So I definitely stepped out of my shell a little bit, and I'm really happy that I did, because I learned a lot about hair, and now I did my messy bun again. But I'm gonna branch out a little more. Yesterday my hair was cute, but I learned a lot from them, and I love them, and I definitely had a say, but at times they're like, Brynn, we're gonna do this, and I was like, but they did it, and I was like, oh, okay. This happened every time. There was like, Brynn, this is why you need to trust us, because I ended up loving it, and so they've been great. So I love them.
I know. I have to say that every time. I'm like, listen, you just have to trust me, because people are like, no.
Yeah,
exactly.
You just gotta trust the stylist.
Yeah, you have to like just put your trust in them. And did it open up your horizon to new looks? Like, are you wanting to try new looks and stuff?
Yeah. Now? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Of course. They had this. I had my hair in it yesterday, but for results, I had like this like the curly down, like middle part thing that I never really do before because my hair is always up or in a ponytail or something. But they did that, and I was like, I want my hair like this for the rest of my life. And now I can't do a single thing, hair or makeup. Like, I'm trying, but you know, they're so good at what they do. I'm like, can I take you home with me? Do you want to just come and follow me around?
Right, just come with me everywhere.
In the suitcase. Come in the suitcase.
They're gonna be busy, but I miss them, and I already sent them both messages. I'm like, I miss you both. So they sit with me in the early mornings and listen to me rant about whatever's coming on the day. So I become really close with everyone in glam.
Wow.
That's good.
What I love
Amazing.
about you is that you're comfortable in your own skin and you just own who you are, even at a young age, because in this time, it's so much competition and I want to be like this person or I want to look more like this person. But you're like, you know what? I actually love the skin I'm in. I'm not going to wear the mini skirts with my butt hanging out like you said. They tried to put you like in something really short, but you stood up and you stayed true to who you are. So I celebrate you and applaud you for that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, they really tried to dress me younger too, and they just because they just want to look out for me, and you know, everyone in the show is always trying to look out for me, and I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I just want to look a little older. I don't want to be all like fluffy little dresses, and then they're like, how about this? And I tried it on, and that's not how they thought it would fit. It's not how I thought it would fit, and I was like, you know what, no. So they never were trying to make me show off or trying to make me like do anything that I wanted. Yeah, they didn't ever want to have me feel uncomfortable in any way, and they were always really good about that. It was just that sometimes even if it's style, if it was something that it looked great on me but I didn't like it, I was always like, no thanks. Like, you know, in the most respectful way. I loved it, and it's just sometimes things weren't for me, and you know, they have their ways of doing things, I have my ways of doing things, and you know, Erin was one of my Erin Hirsch was my stylist, and she was amazing, and we worked really, really well together. And you know, we're not going to agree on everything, so we had some times where I was like, I know you love this, but I'm so sorry. It's just not gonna. It always happened, you know, and it happens with everyone. So they're amazing though, and the things that they have and they're able to put together and make look amazing is incredible.
Wow,
Definitely.
wow. So what can we look forward to next? I know you're working on music, you're focused, and like you said, I mean, you asked a really great question earlier, Monique, like, you know, what is your plan? What's your strategy to break out? But I love what you said. You said, I'm going to just focus on the craft. I'm going to focus on the music. I'm going to focus on just putting together really rich and quality stuff. So what else is on the agenda coming up for you?
Well, I'm heading home back to Massachusetts on Saturday, and I just can't wait to get back to like normal life for just a little bit, you know? I don't want to waste any time, and just because, you know, next season rolls around soon, and you know, sometimes that's how people get forgotten because it happens so quick, and I don't want to waste any time, but for a second I just want it to be normal again, you know? I just want to ride a bike around town, and I missed that a lot while I was out here. I missed just riding my bike around with my friends, doing stupid things, just running around, and you know, I miss that, and so I want to do that just for like a weekend, and I'm going back to school for a little bit, and but you know, I want to start getting back to music as soon as I can because I don't want to waste any time, and I want to get this out as soon as possible. I'm ready. I have a really hard time writing when I'm here because of a schedule, but after it all, I'm feeling really inspired, and I'm just so ready. I write best when I'm home, and I write best when I'm at my piano, and so I'm just like, I'm ready to start going, and I feel so ready. I just can't. My thoughts have to wait until I'm there, but I have them planned, and I have an energy, and I have a vibe that I want, but it's like I'm so anxious.
Wow. So if you can collaborate with any artist, I'll give you 3. Beyonce, Rihanna, or Cardi B.
Oh gosh. I mean, Beyonce. Like,
I can see that.
she's a queen.
She's
I
the
love
queen.
her. She is the queen. I mean, oh gosh, I would love to collaborate with
Who would you like to collaborate with? Just like
In general.
And in general, Tori Kelly for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that.
I love her.
Wow, I can see
Okay.
that.
I love her. Tori, if you're watching, I know I already begged you on Twitter earlier today, but please. I'm here.
Yeah, she's amazing. She came
Incredible.
off of American Idol, right? Was it?
Yeah,
American
she didn't.
Idol?
She didn't
Yeah.
even make it, and then
Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
because she's with Scooter Braun now.
she's in good hands too.
She is.
She's in good hands.
She is. Yeah, that's amazing. I really like her, and she's got a good career, but a very low key career.
Yeah, she's able to live a normal life,
Live
and
a
that's what I
normal life.
admire about her. And she's so talented, and so many people respect her, and she's so kind, and just she's so involved in where she's from, and I really like that. And so that's like what I want to do. Her career is something that I want mine to be similar to. So
Awesome.
Are you already managed? Do you or
We're
in your contract?
It's in the process of all
Okay.
happening just very shortly with Universal.
With
Okay.
Universal. Wow. So apart from music, do you see yourself like volunteering in the community? Like where would you like to get involved with the community? Or have you had any experiences like serving the homeless or going out in the community? Do you want to build more experiences like that?
I definitely do. I want to, the Children's Hospital near me just sent me a beautiful video of them all saying congratulations.
Oh.
And it was like so emotional. I was watching it. It was really touching, and I was really honored because I was able to stop by there quickly before I left to come out here. Just to say hi. They had an event there, and I just went over to say hello. And I definitely want to contribute there. And I've done things for the hospital before, and I think it's so. I live in such a tight knit community, and I think to do something for them would be really cool and really important. So, yeah,
Very important.
Right.
Well, Monique, what do you say? You have any more questions?
I don't. I think I covered all of mine.
Wow, we got to know a lot about you this show.
Definitely. Did we ask the most questions?
Yeah.
I know.
I love it. I did.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And these are so cute. They're like little bumblebees.
I think about that every time I speak into it.
Right?
I know,
It's like
it's so cute and like soft and like kind of furry a little bit.
But then I'm like, I'm allergic to bees, so is that a good or a bad thing?
right.
So,
Wow,
yeah.
this was awesome. So we thoroughly enjoyed having you here on the show today. Thank you just for opening up and being yourself and being transparent and just sharing your story with the world.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me. This has been so cool. This is awesome.
Wow, this is
Thank
just
you.
the beginning for you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you
Just
to
the
you
beginning.
and Mom and all the
Yes,
voice people
Mom
that
and
make this
family.
happen.
Yes,
You guys are amazing.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, it was
Well,
exciting doing
We're
the
gonna
show.
have to bring you back again and,
Yes.
and do a follow up maybe in a couple of
course.
months and just see where you are with things. We would love to bring you back.
Of course. Yeah, you'll be hearing from me soon, and definitely keep me touching online on Instagram, Twitter,
Okay.
Brynn Cartelli, just saying. And and Facebook, Brynn Cartelli Music, self promo, But of course, I mean, you'll definitely be posted, keep me posted, and I'd love to come back because you guys are
Yes.
really cool.
Yeah, we would love
Definitely.
to have you back. Look at Mom over there.
She's like, promote, walk my way. There you go.
Oh yeah,
The
and
song.
keep buying my song "Walk My Way" on iTunes because I freaking love that song.
Are you still number one as of right now?
I'm at number 5 now.
okay.
We're still up there, so keep
But you're
buying.
still,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
still up
We're
there.
still
That's
up there.
huge.
I'm in between Shawn Mendes and someone else that's really cool.
Oh, that's
so
wow.
Like,
I'm
that's
okay with
great.
it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm okay with it.
phenomenal. Wow. Well, thank you so much. We're so glad to have you. Now, I am your host, Cessna. Thanks for tuning in on AfterBuzz TV for this exclusive one-on-one interview with Brynn Cartelli from The Voice. You can find me to stay connected at Cessna on Instagram and Facebook and on my website at itsbychance.com.
And hey, everybody, I'm Monique Loveless, and you can find me everywhere on all social media platforms at Miss Mo Loveless. That's MSMOLOVELESS. And you can also catch me on my website at MoniqueLoveless.com for all your style, tricks, tips, and everything you need to know. And every Thursday, which is today at 7 p.m. for Life Sentence, and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for Total Bellas. Yes.
And then you can go ahead. You can share again.
Okay, cool. And feel free to stay connected with me on Instagram at Brynn Cartelli, and on Twitter at Brynn Cartelli, Facebook at Brynn Cartelli Music, YouTube Brynn Cartelli, and that's just about it. So just keep in touch and
Yes.
keep buying my song on iTunes.
Yes, keep it up there. Keep it at the top of the charts.
Hey.
We will be supporting you and following your
Definitely.
journey. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being on
so
the show.
much.
We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.